Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Catalina Summit Series 184 BHS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for your awning to come in and out. On your off campsite, of course, your slide, leave plenty of room for that to come in and out, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in on this back corner here, just above your tire. On your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and then your water connection will be just above that. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you do is level your unit. A little hand crank will bring this up and down. Once we got our unit level, we're going to stabilize it. On the back corner of your unit back here, you got these stabilizing jacks on the rear. 3/4 inch hand crank goes on here. As I crank these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, and hot blacktop in the summer. Good investment. Get a 2-pack of those, put them down, and run these down just until they're taut. You can use a drill gun or an impact driver, but slow down when you get to the bottom. Because remember, we've already got our unit level. All we want to do is stabilize it. So run those both down and back on both sides. Once we got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord here, plugs in on the side. Pistol grip here, so it goes into the left. Once it's in, twist it to the right, and then put on your black washer. Now at the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, and your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up your water. Water connection for campsites will be your city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting fluid in here. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours will be located on the rear. All we're doing at this point, folks, make sure our drain plug's back in. Get a little plumber's tape around that, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. 1/8" socket, get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a little bit, go inside and open up your slide if you need to. What I need you to do is get inside and open up your water taps. Get all them open, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, all the air out of the lines. Then you can shut them off and turn on your hot water heater indoors. There is an on-off electric element set here, and it is the off. The only time you ever want to turn this on out here is if you're hooked up to 110. Above that, if your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and look and see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in for a reset. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as they call it. In that case, we'll simply fill up our fresh water tank, which is on your campsite. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. 2 ways to tell when that's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your battery. And black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on this when you're filling it up. Once it's full, go ahead and put this cap back on And then whenever you want to utilize your fresh water, you'll turn on your water pump from indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up to camp with power and water. I'm gonna walk you around the rest of the unit, starting here on the campsite. Up front, you got your big pass-through storage. A couple of outdoor speakers. It's a vent for your microwave. Again, our fresh water. That's a flue for your furnace. Two things: if you run your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot, and make sure nothing's ever blocking it. Got a 110 right here. Low point drain and fresh water drain. Outdoor kitchen area. Press down on both of these, usually at the same time. Pull that out. Quick connect LP. We'll quick connect right there. There's your hose for that. Connect it onto the back of this. Make sure to press these back down to get them in. The hose for a spray port. Show you where you can hook that up at. Got a leash link in case you want to bring a pet. Around the back, here's where you plug in that hose for the spray port. Again, your hot water heater. Your prep for a backup camera. Spare tire with a cover. Here's where you plug in your cable at the campsites. Here's where we'll dump our black and gray tanks. Again, your power, your black tank flush, we'll talk about when we dump our tanks, and your city water connection. Come back up front, your pass-through storage the other side. The propane, lefty-loosey to open. Up front here is a battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That will come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look inside your unit. Stepping inside, first thing I like to point out in every unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. And up to your immediate left as you come in, up top is your control panel. So here's where you check your brand new battery. There's the freshwater button. I said you can hold down and tell when your potable water is full. Black gray tanks. Your slide control. Your awning. I just want to show you on your awning, when extending it, you're only going to want to run that out until that flap falls down and you can see your gray bar. That will continue to run itself out and run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Another thing, your door cannot be all the way open. Your awning is just behind it and will catch on it. So make sure it's pulled in a little bit as you bring it closed. As I do, exterior lights, turn them on and off. Interior lighting, here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water, and then there's where you turn on your water heater. Below that, your sound system. On here you have Bluetooth mode, auxiliary, two auxiliaries, AM and FM, dual zoned, indoors and outdoors. Hold them in to shut them off. Zone 2 would be indoors. Nice sound system. 110 here. Coming over your cooktop, you do have a light and a fan. Your cooktop, this glass makes a nice backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Turn that to high. Press that in when your gas is on. That'll light up for you. This is simply a battery disconnect for your fridge. If you want to defrost your fridge, instead of having to unplug everything, you can go ahead and battery disconnect just your fridge. There's your controller or safety latch for that. Down below your fridge is going to be your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Just to the right of that is going to be your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now, the reason I mentioned that's 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery, use that battery disconnect if you're going to be gone for the full day, so this don't run your battery down. Over to our left is your self-explanatory microwave. Below that, your furnace. Continuing around, your table will wiggle loose. Pull those legs out. Set your table on these lips right here. Put your back cushions on top. That'll give you another sleeping quarters. AC unit. On the wall, your thermostat. Now you notice when I shut your thermostat off, it'll take a few minutes for your fan to cycle through before it shuts off. Up here, you're prepped for a TV. You can put a backer here. Just remember, if you put a TV here with a backer, the amount of room you've got here, you might want to remove your TV off the bracket at night or when you close this slide. Up here, 110 and cable for that. In your bathroom, I just want to make sure you have a 110 with GFCI reset. Lighting, hand crank open, power exhaust vent in here. Access panel to your plumbing in here. It's all PEX lines now. Get in there and check it out every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose. You are bouncing a house down the road. Your bunk areas have their own individual lighting and USB ports. And now let's set up your bed. A few different ways to do this here. Your sofa can be an entertainment center, or you can jackknife down to a bed. Come up top here. Bring this down. And there's your bed. Lift it all back up. Put your mattress up under there. And lock that back in for travel. You can just lay on this or bring this back up. Underneath here, some more storage. And that about covers everything on the inside. So let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite. Close the unit up. I do want to mention your fire extinguisher or fire alarm and a hand crank open power exhaust in the living room. So I like to start by shutting off my interior lights, and then I can walk through and see any individual one-touch lighting that I may have left on. Shut my bathroom off, secure that door. Now that all the lighting's off except for what you can control from your control panel, I'm going to say doors and drawers. Look around, make sure all doors and drawers are secure. So nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Slide in. So it slides in, shut off our interior lights, and exit the unit. Lock and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn this handle, and that door is ready for travel. If you are out dry camping, go ahead and dump that fresh water drain. That's going to be your white one right there. Otherwise, hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. Not at boondocking, we're going to go ahead and unhook our power, our water, and our cable. Hook up our hitch and head on up to our dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be behind your tire on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull your black handle. While that black handle is draining, at the dump station, go ahead and come over here and open up your low point drains. Once them are done draining, come around to your hot water heater, lift up on this pressure release valve. That'll dump the remainder of your hot water. Push that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull your drain plug. When that black tank sounds like it's no longer draining, you can open your door and press your black tank button and make sure it's empty. When it is empty, leave that black handle open. Grab your hose at the dump station, along with your water pressure regulator again. Hook up that hose and let that run for a good 5 minutes, again with that black handle open. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close that black handle. When that's done, remove your hose. Make sure all that black tank washout has drained. Then close your black handle, pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Then you can conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose right in your bumper. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping.